You got to Google it now, bud.
Oh.
Google it. You got about a minute and a half.
No.
If I ever get out of this house alive, gonna set the whole goddamn place on fire. Forget about the past, the future won't last. Pretend that these stones were not meant to be thrown. If I ever get wise without putting in time, never have a fear of being alive. Forget about the past, the future won't last. Pretend that these stones were not meant to be thrown. If I ever get out of this house alive, gonna set the whole goddamn place on fire.
My computer's a piece of shit. It's freezing up on at least my end during that. I don't know what it looked like to you guys there, but it was just like, holy motherfucker. I was having like PTSD and fucking flashbacks and shit like that to like, what, like not even 45 minutes ago, Raider, when you jumped in here and I was like in a half a rage, just like stunned from swearing at my computer for the 45 minutes previous to that. It's one of those days here on Cariboo Hart TV. Everybody get them bongs fired up, dab rigs, you name it. Because, yeah, why not? How's everyone doing?
Well, it sounds like maybe slightly better than you, but I don't know. You know, I feel like it's one of those days. It's just awkward. It's weird. So let's just fucking get high, talk about weed and fucking music and forget about it.
Fuck yeah, that sounds like a fun time to me. Yeah. What are you smoking on? What are you getting in the bowl there?
Oh, I got some sweet tea. The old Subcool sweet tea that I grew out a while back ago. Fucking big shout out to Opie. Man, we ain't seen him in a long time. Shout out to him. He gave me them seeds to run out. And man, did I enjoy this stuff.
Fuck yeah. Awesome. How's it going, G-Bay? What are you up to, brother? What's going on?
Just chilling, doing the huge. Just flower tents goes out at 9, so right as the show starts, the lights turn off, basically. And yeah, we were just discussing that I may have overdone some sulfuring, but we'll get into that a little later, maybe, I think. But yeah, I'm doing good. All dabbed out, kind of in brain space over here, just floating around. Feels good.
Fuck yeah. Sniff, how you doing, my man?
I'm doing pretty good. Yeah. Going to be a couple of cool evenings coming up here, so we're kind of bracing for the cold on the East Coast. So I'm sitting back here. I'm smoking a little bit of Quebec Blue. What's everybody smoking in the chat? Let's see what you're smoking, folks. Hope everyone's here has a great evening.
Absolutely. I'd be interested to see what everyone in chat's smoking on myself too. I've actually, what do I got? I got some of G-Bay's Banana Max sitting right beside me. That'd make a good one. Or some Northern Light Shatter is what I'm going to be hitting the dabs up for. Give me a good time. Let's say hi to Raider. Raider, we haven't seen you in a bit, man. You've been busy as all hell. How you doing tonight?
Good, man. Good. Just, been busy lately and just glad to be back, right here doing some housekeeping in the room here, getting everything cleaned up and dialed back in and, getting ready for this coming week. Maybe we'll be flipping a switch. Maybe we won't be. I don't know yet, but it seems like it's going to be. So
game time decision, eh?
Yeah. It's like I don't know who I was talking to the other day, but I like to do it where the beginning of the month. You know what I mean? That way it's easy to keep track and record of and whatnot, and just makes it a whole lot easier. You know, instead of trying to start something in the middle of the week, middle of the month type deal, you know?
Yep. Absolutely. What do you? Oh, I can't even fucking talk today. It's gonna be a great night tonight already if we're starting off like that. Say hi to you, motherfucking all. How you doing, brother?
Cheers, my man. How are you? Doing good?
If I could learn to speak, I would be fucking awesome.
Yeah, it'll work. You'll get there. Bumpy start, but it'll be a smooth landing. Don't worry.
Yeah.
It'll be good. Yeah, I just realized Raider would have a conniption in my grow room if he's got to wait till the first of the month to flip. I'm just that cat that if I can squeeze a plant in that corner and it's going to fit, the bitch is going in. We're flowering, baby. You got to keep that space full. But anyway, and I think Raider's a little bit more of a tidy gardener. I just get that impression. But I'm twisting up a little bit of lemon berry candy OG from Ethos.
Very nice.
And it's a super accurate name. It's literally lemon berry candy and then maybe like a little, gas or something, little fuel.
It's
super
funny.
Great.
I was just looking through my bin for those recently, and because I know I had some at one point in time, but I think I might have given them away because they're not there. Where else do they go, right?
Yeah, super great. It's a real slow plant, slow veg. It's slow when you clone it, but it's got a decent flower time. Not a huge yield, but I mean, it's just when every one of those buds just is like just candy coated sugar. You gotta run it a couple more times.
Hell yeah. I hear that. Absolutely. So everybody, fucking, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get the dab frog going up here. I'll take it. My computer's been slow as I was bitching and whining here, so I'll try and get that going on here. But bear with me if this shit fucking freezes up and gives us all kinds of grief. So, because it's dab time, right? Gotta have that.
Ribbit.
Is she gonna work? Oh, it looks like she's working. All right, now it's starting to feel like Tuesday night. It's getting better. Mm-hmm. I know Fluff must have been disappointed that we didn't have a dab frog loaded up and ready to go and had to split or something like that. I don't know.
He probably got offended and left. You know how he is.
Well, he's very uppity like that. He is. Cheers, Kingfisher. 2 cents. Little Bud Noof, Hooli, Dr. Live Alone, Blue Kiss. Great to see y'all. Thanks for hanging out with us. Jess and Bean, J. Patrick, Lobster. So, what's new in the garden, Yemuff?
Newest in the garden, I have a couple of old seedlings, some bubble gumdrop from Blackbird Preservation. That's the bubble gum by Coca-Cola Root Beer Bat Cross, I believe. And then go a couple weeks older than that, still seedling stage. Some, oh God, I'm gonna blank out. One of them is Grumps F2 from Colorado that Mobius sent me, and then the others are those Red Lebanese by Puck, the Bat Cross Puck. So yeah, all those are seedlings. And then I got a little bit older than that. Fast forward another month, a couple Raphael from Irie, Ethos Cookie. And I think that's all the new flavors. I re-vegged a couple Moon Towers, so I've got some nice healthy clones that'll be able to flip in a couple weeks. So a couple different Moon Tower phenos.
That's exciting as hell.
Yeah.
I'm fighting off the urge to start anything new, and that urge could end tomorrow for all we know. We all know how that is. We all say we're not popping beans for a while, and then that's always short-lived. But I'm gonna go as long as I can make it, which I'm not putting any expected timeline on it, but as long as possible, just because I've recently hit that where I've got too many plants to deal with as it is, too many plants and solo cups that are going to need up potting before long, and just it's that game again. So we're trying to hold our shit down and just be mellow about it, but like I said, it's always so short lived because when you look at the vault of love, and you just see like 1,000,001 different fucking flavors of amazingness, you're just like, God damn, like I'll take one of each, please.
That's right. That's when you're sitting on so much. It's like you got to get to them. And then the other thing too is when you get to, you know, when you're soaking a bean, it's what, 4 months, you know, at least before you're gonna try it. So it's kind of the temptation just to keep after popping. I mean, you gotta keep going with it.
Yeah,
I totally know what you mean. But then, like you said, there's a line. You know, next thing you know, it's like those little plants turn into big plants, and you don't have room to stash cuts, and it can get crazy fast. That's why I go in waves. You know what I mean? Like I'll pop a new set of like reg beans, and then you know the males well maybe I'll hang on to these just in case, you know, and then I let them go in the tent forever, and then finally I'm like, you know what? Fuck these things. We don't have room for this. And get rid of them and start that whole mess over again.
Yeah, it's fun. I was thinking though, it's kind of funny because we're talking about fucking clit dicks and herms and stuff like that just before the show, and I think my next batch that I might try, and once again I'll probably fucking change my mind 5 minutes from now, but I might try and go with some femmes on the next one, just because I've got a shit ton of regs out there, and you don't know those are male, female, etc., etc. Whereas if you pop some femmes, they might not necessarily be a winning pheno that you're going to keep around, but it just eliminated half the guesswork for you, so you at least got that assuredness in there. Because there's cool shit like Raider sent me some watermelon Skittles, and I got some Gorilla Skittles, which was absolutely a keeper strain for me, the one I had back in the day. But I've ran beans from another pack that were close to that one I had, but were not that one. So at the same time, it's the fun game like that. But it's, it would be nice to kind of pop a few beans for a bit and just be like, okay, I know what those. When I flip that part's figured out.
Well, it's the real estate problem, and I know what you mean. That's kind of where I was at when I went with like that Ethos cookies and the Raphael and the I don't remember what else I mentioned, but yeah, it's just kind of like when you do a fem run, you're like, it gives you a chance to find a good pheno, a much better chance, right?
Yeah, it's almost like playing catch up in a way. It just, it's kind of funny. But another thing I started doing, because I've been running these bigger sips, which they're not huge, but they're bigger than what I typically have been running. And so with so many Catahoula chems, for example, I had like 11 of them. I flipped 5 at one point, sussed out the males and took those 3, put them in one of these sips just because it's easier to manage. And when I've been trying to do small container growing, I always seem to fuck up at one point in time during the growth. There's always seems to be that one point where I can't get to them for another day or two after I should have gotten to them. And so there's that fear. And then the other ones, I started just putting 2 in a pot together just to see how they go and help me. Because I would like to find a keeper cut out of those Catahoulas for a while, right? So I figure it doesn't have to be the biggest, bushiest, craziest plants, but I can fucking pheno hunt 2 plants in the same fucking pot like that. If one's a male, get rid of it. Or maybe it's really cool looking and you want to keep it. Probably I'll get rid of it though. It just seems to be it might be an easier way to help deal with my space issues.
Yeah, for sure. How big is your sip you're putting 2 in?
They're 16 by 16 inches.
Okay. I would just say, if that was me, I'd put a post in next to each one and keep them pulled away from each other because I've done the multiple small plants that sit before, and they'll shoot up to the light, and before you know it, one will lean over the other, or a couple will lean over, and it's like you lose track of that that one that's tucked underneath, and then by the time you harvest, you're like, what the hell? You know, it's just like one small, tiny little, looks like an auto.
See, I was thinking about trying to maybe throw a tomato cage in there and just kind of that'll throw it in there theoretically to divide them, and then you can have a few branches growing into the center a little bit, and then that, it might not work, but that's kind of I've had this thought cross my mind, I guess is what I'm getting at, and we'll see. Cool. Or maybe I'll just fucking fail miserably, which we don't want to do the last.
That's always an option for us, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
I used a tomato cage indoors last run for one of my plants. If you don't have too big of a plant, it kind of works. You can just kind of ring out the top. You know? And just like you said, I had just a few of them on the inside and most of them on the outside, leaning on one of the bottom rungs, but outside the top 2 and 3, right?
Hell yeah.
And then a mixture somewhere out the second and just out, not touching the third. A mixture. Yeah. It worked, though.
I wish I would have caged this one that I was telling you guys about that I had in Grow Dots. It's just fucking huge, and it's just freestanding. I'll be tying it to the ceiling eventually. So did you say clit dick earlier, or was that just my imagination, Caribou?
Well, yeah, that's what we were talking about. That's what I thought we were talking about. Maybe I was hearing shit, which I wouldn't be the first time either.
I feel like that was a figment of your imagination.
Might have been.
Hey, I don't have chat. I can't see it, but I just want to say what's up, everybody out there. Love you guys. Miss you.
They're rocking in there.
Oh yeah,
311 mixed or all mixed up. We got Noof, Dr. Lebe, Abolish, Stable Gina, Blue Kiss, Hoobie, Ridley, Bud. The crew representing.
I wonder if Mrs. Fluff finally got sick of his shit and took him out. Like kind of like live on TV.
Yeah.
He's usually very professional. When he sits down for a show. He's there for 2 hours usually. It's not too often that he gets up for even like a piss break or anything like that if you pay attention.
Yeah.
It's like the consummate pro. Me, on the other hand, I drink too much coffee. I try and hold it, and then I'll be like, oh my god, my fucking bladder's on the verge of rupturing. I better run. And that happens like 9 times a show sometimes.
There's a good chance that 20% of the folks watching this right now are on the toilet anyhow.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, Fluff's in the waiting room.
The thing, Fluff actually has the keys to that door to let himself in.
So he should be all right then.
Yeah. I'm sure he'll be back.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's just getting into what I'm on day 15, I believe, or what would be 15, 17. I don't know, whatever it is. But starting week 3, we're gonna be heading into week 3 on the flower there. She's starting to show signs. I love that when the plants go from veg to they kind of cup up around the tops and start to develop their bud sites.
Yeah, I like it when they go from you can see the bud sites are there. It's usually around the week 5 to 6 where it's all of a sudden you go from white hairs and a nice looking little bud clump to all of a sudden, that's a fucking legit bud. You can see that. Yeah. You're just that's the fucking money.
That's the money.
Man, you guys you're taking me back. I remember first, when I first started growing, just mesmerized by each one of those stages where you could start seeing those changes in that part right there, Kirby. You talked about that first part that's actually a nug, you know what I mean? It's just, God, that's
shit.
First couple times you actually dry and cure a nice one, and it's
Oh,
That one time you know the feeling, you break it out, you put it on the desk, and you're just like, this is awesome.
I still
Right.
have a pretty vivid memory of my very first grow. I was trying some sour diesel and purple kush side by side, and then some white widow a couple weeks to a month after that I had gotten thrown in there. And when you hit about that week 2 to 3, where they are the little buds that are starting to grow out, the white hair, but you start to get the fucking crystals forming on there, and you're like, oh my god, there it is. Or when the smells really start to kick in, that's fucking the other good one too. What up, Westport? Cheers, brother.
Oh, Westy in the house. It's always good seeing Chad. He's out and about lately. He's got some good videos out there. Some more recent ones with some. Can't really see which one's off the top of my head, but he's out there.
Like the James Brown of cannabis in a way. He's on busy dude. You know, always doing great content all the time. Love it.
Yeah. That banana mac. Oh, he left. Caribou's gone.
Oh,
That's
I'm
good
right here. This is one of Westport's Nakatomi Plazas right here. So share a little love with the brother right there. Can't wait to see how these ones turn out.
Looking healthy.
Oh, yeah.
And I've even kind of claimed partial copyright to name one of his possible strain if I work with that one. It's gonna have a lot of fun with that one. I'm keeping my lips sealed because if someone actually puts it out before I do, then they beat me. So, but Chad knows what that is. I think it was actually during one of our shows where he popped up, and I was thinking about that. It's just a name that I think is funny, and I was just like, he jumped in there, and I was just like, yeah. Hey, if nobody else has called dibs on this yet, I'm calling dibs on this strain name. He's all for it. So we'll see when we get there. I'm really excited for that. And then I got another one actually. We'll see if I can find it because it's actually a weird leaf thing that I'm noticing on something else. Where the fuck are you?
Now I'm gonna smoke some of this banana mac.
So this isn't one of Chad's. This is one of those Pams from Family Tree. This is something I've been looking to get my hands on for a good few years now. And it may be something, it may be absolutely nothing at all because it's not even real true leaves yet. But these weird curls in the leaf. Oh, sorry. Helps if I put it in front of the camera on some of these. And I've noticed there's a couple different phenos that have that in there. And I'm just like, I don't know if it means anything or nothing at all. But you know, when you're looking through your plants and you're like, I've not seen that before. I'm going to pay attention to that now. And just, I don't know. I'm hoping I got a genie in a bottle or something really awesome like that is, I guess, what I'm getting at.
Yeah, it'd be cool to have wavy leaves on everything.
I like weird shit.
It would turn your eyes, like, you know, usually when you see a perfect plant, you can just see the hanging 7 or 9 bladed leaf perfectly. Or the Australian bastard and the freak show and all these new ones they're making over in Thailand. They're Steve and his buddy there, the freak shows and the super freaks and this and that. But yeah, it's just pretty crazy. It'd be neat to have one that just still has 7 and 9 blades, but just does the wave.
Yeah, I love seeing like weird little mutations, like anything from like leaf deformities to what do they call it when you get the 2 different colors? Words are slipping.
Variegation.
Thank you. Yeah, it's really cool. Lots of fun.
Hooli says curling leaves can mean russet mites.
Oh,
I'm no person on that. I'm not cursing anyone.
You might have just cursed me, although that would have been Hooli's fault, though.
Yeah, Hooli started. I just repeat, don't shoot the messenger.
Oh, shit. Fluff had a computer moment, too. See, guys, it's not just me. Not just me. That sucks. I know your pain. I feel your pain, brother. This
computer just straight puked.
Yeah.
That's what happens when he's Googled too much clit dick.
He searched it like I was supposed to.
Is that what happened? And it broke his computer.
I told him.
The internet broke his fucking.
I told him not to. And for anyone listening, do not look that up.
Yeah.
It'll give you a virus.
So
Yeah.
So you
Oh, yeah.
were talking about
Yeah.
clit dick. Busted.
I was saying don't look it up because I heard my friend did one time.
My buddy.
Yeah, he told me about it.
Great times. You figure what's some other fucked up shit that we've talked about blue waffle. We don't need to go too far into that one before. Like that one's fucked up when you Google that. Like what's some other weird shit that we've looked up on the internet? Do you remember that fucking rotten.com website?
Oh yeah.
Fucking
Oh my
I was
God.
back in high school when that thing was around. Is that even a thing anymore?
I don't know. Faces of Death. That was another.
I remember those. I actually saw like the DVD in a movie store here. It was probably more than 10, less than 15 years ago in Williams Lake, and I just about bought it, but I picked something else that was clearly better because that's why I got that. And then I went back like a week or two later, and the fucking store was closed. I was like, what? So thank you, Walmart.
Yeah, Chad. I agree with Chad. Faces of Death gave me PTSD. I never watched it, but I remember seeing a clip a friend showed me on his computer one day or something of a death. And yeah, no, don't recommend that. That was not fucking cool. I was like, I'm not into this, man.
I watched that shit way too many times when I was in the teenage, early 20s kind of days. I don't think I could watch shit like that now. I have a hard time watching a lot of horror movies nowadays, to be honest, because I don't even want those fucking thoughts in my head. Like, and this is, I grew up, I'm a horror movies and heavy metal nerd. Like, that's been the story of my life for the most part, but it's like, I see all this fucked up shit happen to people, and I'm just like, God damn, like, and, my old lady will probably be sitting there like, it's just a movie.
Yeah. Fake computer graphics. I don't know. Who knows?
I never got my grubby paws on any of that shit when I was younger, and it's probably a good thing.
Anarchist Cookbook. I wish I would have kept mine. I had a printed out version, like it was like this thick, just on computer paper. You can make anything you wanted with that shit.
Yeah,
but it's probably not something good to admit. I mean, allegedly, I had a copy back in the day.
They're coming for you now.
Yeah. What are we talking about?
You're gonna have like a fucking horse kick your front door down.
Yeah, that's what they do in Canada. They run you over with horses.
Yeah, that's what I hear.
Yeah. No, I did make what was it called? A saltpeter smoke bomb. I won't get into the instructions on it, but it smokes a lot.
Okay.
Salted Peter sounds yummy.
To go with that clit dick of yours.
Salted. Oh Jesus. Yeah. When you're a teenager, getting the cops and the firemen called to your neighborhood isn't really something you want to fucking do.
Yeah, but that made you like legendary status type shit when that kind of stuff happened. Like, forget it all. Like, I remember the last day of school on grade 3, I pulled the fucking fire alarm, and I thought I was slick, but fuck, it was like everybody knew who the fuck it was before I could even get around to the front of the fucking school. I'm like, so that was pretty epic. I was badass for about the next 3 hours until school let out and everybody forgot who the fuck I was because, it's summer holiday time now. It was good times.
Was that like the peak? Was that like the coolest point?
No.
Okay, good. Okay.
What we used to do, you know how schools had the special light switches, right? Like janitors had the little key to do it. So you just couldn't flick them. Well, it's easy. You take a pop tab. You break one end off, so the pop tab is like has 2 little tongs sticking out. There you go. So what we did was we orchestrated a food fight kind of deal. Got it going. Big cafeteria, like I don't know, 1,000 or more people at this high school, and puddings and shit start flying, and then fucking out go the lights. You want to talk about fucking chaos, man? I felt bad. Some people got hurt, like hit with chairs and shit. People freaked out, right? Started running and stuff. Oh, we got in big trouble. I didn't actually get in any trouble myself. My friend John, he got fucking suspended for it. It was good though. It was worth it. Good. MSS best food party. 1999 or 98.
I remember New Year's 2000 was when the whole Y2K thing was supposed to happen, right? The world's gonna end because computer numbers or whatever the fuck his shit was. So we're at a party, as you know, young kids or whatever, well, not young kids, but teenagers and 20-year-olds and shit do at that time. And we're downstairs at the breaker box, fucking waiting for the countdown to fucking New Year's. And fucking off goes the switch, and the power fucking cuts out, and you just hear everybody upstairs start fucking losing it. Glass starts fucking breaking, shit like that. Aquarium got fucking smashed, fucking water on the fucking ground. It's just like, holy fuck. We ran the fuck out of there, like, you know, fucking didn't turn the fucking breakers on or anything. I was and then the best part is we get outside, fucking we're kind of laughing at how awesome we are because we just pulled this fucking stunt. And we're outside, and then you can hear people inside starting to realize that like there's power on fucking outside. Like you can see the lights on in the house next door, there's street lights, fucking all that shit. And then the realization that they got played and people are just pissed off. And once again, we're just like, this is fucking amazing.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah, there's some good old party stories from back in the day. I was camping. So, like, me and a couple buddies decided to go camp. We were young. Like, I think we were grade 9. So, we would have been 13 or 14. We would go camping to this little spot that we know of. And all of a sudden, the fucking senior rugby party shows up to throw a fucking kicker. We can't go anywhere. It's fucking 10 o'clock at night. It's dark. We're in the middle of the fucking forest. Oh, we're part of the fucking shindig now. Luckily, like, it was all good and everything. But then the cops showed up to bust the party. And how do you, as a drunk 14-year-old, try to explain that you're camping there and you're not part of the fucking rugby party? You know what I mean? You don't. So you fucking run. And then it's like, oh, you know, sitting there waiting it out because my gear's there. I don't know if the cops are going to take my camping gear. Like, yeah, I don't know, right? You know. They didn't. They just, like, fucking took a couple really drunk fucking kids out of there and left. But, fucker. I'm in the bush for fucking 2 hours, basically.
Been there.
Yeah, it's like fuck, can't move. There's conversations and shit though, like gold. When they don't know you're just fucking hiding back there, and you can hear cops talking and kids talking, other kids that are hiding and shit.
Yeah, we Fluff is definitely just sent me a message saying he is definitely having computer issues and he's gonna hang out and chat. But he as someone who just finished fucking with a computer, like was still fucking with it an hour ago, I definitely feel his pain. So let's do a dab for Fluff and do a dab for y'all because, well, fuck, dabs rule and y'all take that shit. This one's for you, brother. I feel your fucking pain. Motherfucking computer. Yes. Just trying to, if I quickly try and recall any other stupid little fucking high school parties, kind of like that. They're funny. I remember actually, here's a good one. We're out at Summit Lake, which is about, I think half hour fucking north of Prince George, where I grew up. Again, going to a party out there. At some point in time, our fucking ride leaves us, and I think I do remember being told they were leaving. And there's me and my buddy, one of my very best friends, one of the best men at my wedding kind of thing. We're out there hanging out, doing our thing, partying, having fun, probably hoping to get laid is probably why we stuck around. It's probably a good bet. And then at some point in time, we're kind of creeping around in the bushes, fucking trying to sneak up on people and be ninjas, no malicious intent or anything like that. They're just sneaking up and fucking type dumb fucking shit like that. And fucking we come out of the bushes and it works. And my buddy that I'm with, all of a sudden he starts dropping people's fucking IDs out of his fucking pocket. unbeknownst to fucking me, I had fucking no idea he was fucking doing anything like this, right? And so he goes from fucking scared the shit out of this guy who's fucking got a pretty good reputation for fucking scrapping and shit like that. And we're standing there, and all of a sudden, a friend of this fucking guy's fucking his ID falls out of fucking Kelly's pocket, and then someone else's fucking ID. He's been jacking wallets and shit like that. And then apparently in his backpack, he had a big fucking backpack with like fucking drawstring to do it up on the front and stuff, like you'd wear out in the bush kind of thing. That was full of fucking tape decks and CD players and shit out of people's cars. I was like, no fucking clue. So I was like, okay, he's about to fucking get lynched. I'm trying to fucking get us out of this because this is going to be a nasty fucking situation in a fucking hurry. Lucky, up till this point, we're cool with all these fucking people, and I'm still cool with most of them because I wasn't ripping people off. I didn't have a backpack full of shit. My pockets are fucking empty. So we get out of there and finally save Kelly, get the fuck out of there, running through the bush. And that half-hour drive back at highway speeds of about $110 fucking Canadian speak, whatever that is, American. It's a long way back at about 4 or 5 in the morning, fucking all the way back to Prince George on that one. No booze, no cigarettes, no weed or anything like that. Fun to do that. I remember at about the halfway point, we start finding random fucking cigarettes on the side of the highway. Like, it's almost as if someone like had a pack that they were holding out the window and they just started fucking. So, holy fuck, we got cigarettes. We got cigarettes. This is fucking awesome. And we got no lighter. So now, okay, well, part of our problem solved. We got all these fucking cigarettes, no lighter. Gets to the point where we trying to flag fucking people down. Hey, fucking help us. Fucking, they stop and fucking expecting like there's fucking we're hurt or injured or something. Hey, you got a lighter, man? We need. Yeah, it was fucking great.
Oh yeah, lots of hitchhiking when I was younger.
Oh, dude, it was so unsuccessful. Like I've done the stand there for half a day thing, waiting for a ride, and this was brutal. Like, you're just parched and dry because you've been drinking all night, and just one of those miserable months. What we ended up fucking doing, because we're still kind of out by it, just the other side of Salmon Valley, if anybody knows the area, which I doubt you do. It's still probably about a 20 minute drive back to home. We finally flagged someone down, and instead of doing the fuck, hey, do you got a lighter for our fucking cigarettes fucking trick, fucking Kelly starts fucking yelling, our mom's in the hospital, we need to go to the fucking hospital, blah blah blah. This fucking person fucking hears this fucking story, and okay, yep, this is the right thing to do. These fucking idiots need a ride. And Kelly's cooking up his story, and we start driving, and then we fucking pass the road that where my parents live down there, and a few more roads. Oh, whoa, stop! I live down there. And then you're kind of busted, and fucking the guys, get out, guys. You're fucking couple of lying fucking scamming idiots. We deserve that one. That's just fucking such a long and drawn out fucking night over your friend's stupidity, though. Like, that was I just remember fucking sitting there, fucking people are picking up these fucking IDs that are falling out of his pockets. He stole this. He stole. Oh, I thought Kelly wouldn't do that. Fucking more IDs and shit fall out of his fucking pockets, and you're just like, oh my fucking god, like
and I'm with this guy. I'm going to get my ass kicked.
Yeah, and it wouldn't be the first time.
Yeah, I've been at a high school party, and there was one of the guys I was with. It was funny because the guy I was with was like a nice guy. He's like, he wasn't a tough guy or anything. I guess he was getting just picked on. Like, it wasn't even like a fight thing. It was more of like a fucking bully and picking on this fucking kind of geeky kid. But anyways, I happen to be with the geeky kid, so the other guy starts trying to be tough with me. Well, little does he know that I'm good friends with the owner of the house and all the senior boys that are actually throwing the party. They're all friends with my sister. So I fucking called his bluff and fucking made that night shitty for him. But it was pretty funny. Nothing happened to him, but it was just like he got quietly shut down. Like, hey, touch that kid, we're gonna fucking kick your out like a football, bud. So beat the geeky kid up later when you see him by himself.
Yeah, that's probably what happened too.
Yeah, I was like, he's like, oh, thanks, man. And I'm like, I don't even know what happened there. I didn't save you. Something happened. It was the stars aligning. Like, Don't fucking think I'm here to protect you. Don't involve me in your fucking ass kicking, because I'm not tough, man. Fucking get away from me.
Rather one time fucking getting loaded out at Clucas Lake and fucking thought that the fucking screen door was open and walked right through the fucking glass door. Just fucking, it's like, holy shit, that's fucking, I was, yeah, not just like casually walking. It was more like you're fucking running and fucking smashed. And I landed on the fucking ground pretty hard, but that was a pretty impressive one too.
Yeah, talk your way out of that one.
We just left. I seem to recall being told to, it's time for you to leave, Brad. I think you've had too much. But that's one thing, like, because I've never been the person to go to someone's house and fuck their shit up. Not intentionally. I've been there when accidents have happened, and I've had accidents myself. That was not an intentional one, that one. But for some reason, I've never gotten fucking stuck with the bill for like that fucking glass sliding door and shit like that. That would have been a fucking more than fair thing. You broke my fucking door, bud. You can pay for that. Yep, fair enough. I'm not happy about it, but fair enough. Yeah, you know what I mean. But I've never got stuck with anything like that. So maybe this is the computer thing that had me swearing and cursing earlier. Maybe that's karma finally coming to fucking bite me in the ass.
You got a couple left to go through. I'm not done yet either. Some bad, wicked shit happens to me. I'm like, ooh, okay, that's one more off the list. We're getting down. Down.
Yeah, I should be getting clear any year now.
I'll be balancing out soon enough. Then we're on to a 1-to-1. But these clones I got the other day. So I wanted to ask anyone if they had run the Cherry Garcia from Ethos. I've ran it once. Apparently it was a different seed, but from the same pack as this clone. And it was delicious. And he said that all 5 of this will be the 5th seed, and he's flowered out 4 of them. And they were all 4. It's very, very, very similar. So I don't know, like, let chat
cool.
Build up and let's see what they got to say if anyone has, or any other Ethos strains, I guess. I haven't done my research is what I'm really getting at. And I can do the Google search, I guess, but it's better to hear from people that have, spent 8 to 10 weeks with the plant, flowering it out.
I've not grown it myself, but that's one of those ones that's kind of been on the list of I'd love to try it out sometime.
Well, you're going to be the receiver of when I start practicing my clone game, trying to get big enough roots to ship in Canada.
Shit, yeah, that'd be all right. Because
you're the farthest away. If we can make it to you, we're good.
Well, you think about a week. That's not too bad, right? That's then if we really wanted to get crazy with it, we'd probably start doing express shipping and stuff like that and have that even shortened up. I think we can do that here, can't we?
Yeah, we'll do what do they call it? Hypathetical. A bit of a little cup and a light and shit. Okay, so we're getting all good reports there. Yeah, I want to try that banana daddy. I got a banana OG in dirt. It hasn't popped yet, but I see the dirt crack and move a little bit, so something's happening.
So one of the reasons that I've been wanting to try maybe a bunch of feminized the next time I pop a bunch shit is because they're feminized tries to get rid of the males and stuff like that, but most of those I think are actually Ethos that I was wanting to try. The Planet of the Grapes that Noob sent me up, that's an Ethos thing. And then the Watermelon Skittles that Raider sent me, I'm pretty sure that was also an Ethos thing. And like they're grape diamonds. I thought, well, you guys have heard me rave about that for a year and kind of bummed out that I let that go, but at the same time I feel good about that decision now because it's like that was a great strain. I fucking loved it. But, Noob sent me something that should be as real close or better than that. And I've got so much other cool shit to fucking run through right now. Like, those Catahoulas from Skunk VA. Like, I'm super stoked for something for all those and see how those turn out for me.
Nice.
Yeah, G-Bay, pop it, man. If you got an Ethos bean, you got a good chance for some fire.
It's not a bean, it's a clone.
Oh, it's a clone. It's a clone. Oh, shit.
My friend, he had a pack of them, and he's been, I guess, running them and doing whatever. And last spring, I got a clone from him and grew it out and flowered it out and everything, and it was fucking awesome. I tried to re-veg it, was unsuccessful. When he offered me a Cherry Garcia clone last weekend, I jumped all over it. But upon delivery, I asked, "Hey, is this from the same mother?" And he goes, "No, same seed pack." But I grew every seed pack out. This was the last one, and so far they've all been pretty well the same. And I'm like, okay, well, awesome. Because the last one I had was like, it's just one of those strange. You pop the jar and you're like, holy fuck, put some of that in a paper, man. Jesus.
Yeah, I've had a
It's
couple of
fruity.
last.
I like the fruit flavor. I was just gonna say I'm fruity.
Yeah.
I really like the fruit flavors. It can be a sativa, like a up high or a down high, whatever. I don't really care on that. Weed doesn't bother me or affect me that way. I smoke it all, whenever.
Sure.
I don't try to fucking be splitsies on it. Fuck it, it is what it is. I'll figure it out once I smoke it a few times, but just that flavor.
That's exactly how I feel about it. Yep. If it incapacitates me, then by like the third time, then all right, I'll learn that lesson. But otherwise, it's,
yeah.
It's what
it's
flavor.
The third
am I
time I've
after.
smoked this. Third time I'm sleeping at the fucking dinner table.
Yeah.
No more of this.
Yeah.
But I'm stoked because he had chemo too, and that's an old late 70s, I guess. From it started out at the University of British Columbia to, I guess, deal with like cancer patients, and they're dealing with the aftermath of all that shit, right? So whatever, it's just a name that floated around. And then when I was a teenager and heard about it, I thought it was like, it didn't really resonate with me, the reasoning behind it. Like I wasn't clear-headed enough to be thinking like that. I was just a fucking young punk. Good weed. It's called chemo. Sweet. Puts you in a wheelchair or something like that. Whatever, or wheelchair weed or something. But I'm stoked to try that out. See what it's like.
It sounds like it'd be fun to have a buddy that grows.
Well, I got my one of my neighbors is half serious. Like, he doesn't do it really much. Like, he's very internal. He doesn't do any like outsourcing or working with anyone else or whatever. But we've known each other since childhood, so I'm in with him, so I can talk with him and discuss stuff. But we don't really trade genetics or anything like that. It's just he's always got his own ideas and things, which I respect because they're always good ideas, and he always comes back with fireweed. So let him do his thing. But yeah, this other guy, he's the one that helped me build that cloner. Well, he built it and I bought it off him. We'll call it what it is. But how to build one in the future and all that. And he messes around with strains kind of like I do. He's got a dedicated space in his house where he does all this shit just like me. And we've known each other since grade school too. So the trust level is on point. He understands pest management a little better than I do, because I just got rid of aphids, I think. And I got Black Candyland from Jordan of the Islands, chemo. No breeder info on that, and then the Ethos Cherry Garcia. Pretty stoked.
Yeah, man.
And they're nice phones. Like, the lights are still on in this tent, so I can show you. He brings them over, and they're like fucking 3 feet tall. I'm like, in a solo cup, buddy, come on. Not like in a bad way. They're actually healthy and semi-filled out, right?
Yeah, top it,
Like,
transplant it, go to top.
that's what you want for a clone when someone says they're bringing you a clone. Sorry, that light's messing with us hardcore there, but
Oh yeah, that's a nice clone. Fuck yeah.
yeah, and all 6 of them look the same. They're just different strains, but that's fucking healthy as all shit.
See, take that top as a clone right there.
Oh yeah,
Transplant them. Yeah, transplant that
What is
bitch.
this one?
All right, you good to go.
This is chemo 3. So it's nice and healthy anyway. So give me a few weeks with it, I'll change that. Ooh, that's got some funk to it.
Wasn't chemo? Is that like a university fucking developed a bred
UBC,
strain?
yep.
Okay. That's what I
From the
thought.
West Coast.
University of British Columbia.
Yeah. There's chemo. There's this Jordan of the Islands. This one's a nice one too. This one's even bigger. Black Candyland. This is pretty good.
That's a dude that I've heard of his stuff for like a good couple of years at least now. And they've always heard good things about it. But I've in the last, say, month or so, it's like I've been hearing a lot about his gear all of a sudden. Like it seems to be everywhere. Everyone's running it. Great to hear. I might have to get my hands on some myself just to see what all the rage is about. I saw Hooley mention Endgame being a badass strain in there. At least I think that's was his review on that one. I've got a few of those beans as well.
You mentioned that watermelon Skittles. I had a freebie pack from Ethos. It was a black cherry by watermelon Skittles, and I got 5 beans, and I left them in like 4x4 pots, way too long. Just had to trim them back, and then I ended up just fucking flouring them out in those little 4-inch little tiny dinky things, just because it was like I was just, for whatever reason, I think I was running some test for Rasta Jeff and just kind of moved those ones out of the way. But anyhow, one of them was way bigger, way chunkier, and I'm like, okay, there's maybe something here, so I put that one into a 2-gallon. Well, it was actually really good, and as a matter of fact, all of them were really good, and they were kind of cherry, and then it's kind of weird, but there was like an aftertaste that kind of reminded me of Play-Doh, if that makes any sense at all. But like that, there's that Play-Doh smell to it.
Yeah, I can still remember what Play-Doh tastes like, even if it was all those years
ago. Right. Yeah, it was like cherry Play-Doh, and then the one was really, really, even though I just really didn't treat it right at all, it was nice, So I was like, I need to re-veg this one, and sure as shit, I just had to pull it out of the tent like a week and a half ago because I overwatered it. It had started to re-veg. I was getting some green sprouts coming out, and it was in the back left-hand corner, and I never really reached in there far enough to lift the pot up. I just kind of would, I was feeding everything else. I just reach in there and just kind of top it off a little bit, and I fucking drowned it, man. It's gone. Lost her.
Chat's always a fucking hoot, man.
It's a great time in there.
So that's sorry. It's like it's hard to do both super effectively. You can do both half-ass. Pretty good.
I think it's kind of funny. I've been sitting on a pack of Arise F2s from they got straight from Rasta Jeff there a little over a year ago, and been waiting for the perfect time to pop those and play with those because there was the 50-50 Daybreaker Golden Goat Pheno was the one that was the number 4, I guess. And like we've been doing all this raving about Golden Goat on this channel for the better part of a year now, and how awesome it is. And I'm disappointed. That's why kind of one of the 3 that we've let go that I kind of wish I would have kept around from when since I've started growing again. And I'm just like, okay, well, I got 3 beans left and just kind of waiting for the right time to run them again. But I've been interested in Golden Goat crosses and shit like that too. And then I was like, motherfucker, you're sitting on a full pack of Arise F2s. That's a fucking Golden Goat strain right there. And the other one, Daybreaker, is a chem strain, is it not? Like that shit is exactly up your fucking alley for what you're interested in hunting for these days. So those might get brought up here pretty soon, because that's kind of, I think, what my main thing this year is going to be fucking looking for a good fuel. I'd like to get a good couple strains that are fuel but different fuel.
Going for that 2-stroke.
Fuck yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Look, my buddy has a 2-stroke candle. I smelled it today. It smells pretty good. I think I need one of those in my life. Yeah, right now I don't know what I'm going to get most out of. Like, it's funny because the stem rub. The stem rub changes throughout the grow. I find it's a little more prevalent in veg, and then come flower, it's more, well, everything's heading to the flowers, right? So it's like, I don't know. It's just, I was in there earlier today rubbing up some stems, and I just wasn't getting the same, like I was going, because in my head, I know what each plant, like what label and everything, and what plant smells, supposed to smell like what. This one has a real strong cap hiss. It's not, I'm not getting enough stem anymore. So I'm like, that's just, it's weird, but I'm looking forward to it, man. Got so many different strains in there right now. It's like, did I do a good thing, or because the canopy kind of went, you know, as opposed to one shot up here, one shot up over here, and it's like, oh, sorry. Stuck the two tall ones in the middle of the tent because I got two lights in the 4x8, right? So I figured I'm going to have a cross section out that middle. So I kind of divided it with two tall plants, right? So kind of gets broken up. The one cross doesn't really get through the plants, right? So hopefully we'll see.
And uneven canopy is a small price to pay for variety.
Oh yeah, I'm not worried. Oh, I can deal with it. It's just I had to be in there and, you know, moving stuff around, and but
Yeah, that's what I was doing. I use a fucking cinder blocks to raise plants up to try to keep them even.
like it's not bad. We're talking maybe a foot between the two biggest, like the smallest and the biggest. So everything's within.
That's not bad.
It's not too bad. It's just there's one, like it's the one blue sky Vienna plant. It just literally shot, like I topped it and it just went. It went straight up, and the lowers caught up to the tops too. So it's like I've got a bunch of branches that are maybe in a 12-inch circle, just straight up.
Yeah, just like that recovery stretch, just everything else. I had there was scarlet begonias that I kept for a little while that was that way. You cut one off and just everything from the side just exploded. And you do it again, you cut all those tops off, and then the shoots below those just, I mean, it's just, it responds.
I should do you guys care if I do a little mail call here from our friend Rasufa?
No, we don't want that at all.
No, let's not talk about that. Our friend Rasufa here, you guys know Rasufa. We had him on the other Tuesday, and most of you probably know him from, you know, outside the show and just out of your own social media things. Me and him are good buddies. So I'm always bugging him to get me stuff that I can't get up here in Canada. So the dude hooked me up. And where did I put them? Oh my God, I didn't use them already. I'm kind of a freak for hats. It's expensive sometimes to order hats from the States. Like I got both the Irie ones, I got this DGC one, I got all the other ones, right? So Rasufa, being a DGC member and going to the cup and stuff and being friends with the boys, hooked me up with the two new designs. Rasufa, buddy, if I could reach out and hug you, man, I would, and I wouldn't let go for like 5 minutes. You'd be like, this is weird. I'm like, I know. Just let it happen. So Rasufa got me those.
Rasufa, if he's willing to hug you for like 5 minutes straight, you could probably get him to upgrade to a hand job.
I'll do a little reach around, under, reach over, whatever you call them. And then there was a whole bunch of like little swag items in there. I won't go through them all. I'll label them. There was like a DGC silicone holder for your concentrates, a whole bunch of cool slaps. We had a grinder from HLG, little credit card thing. A couple of sticks of recharge. Man, boy, hooked it. Oh, I love it, man, because up here in Canada, that shit ain't easy to come by, man. I'm telling you. So I'm blessed. Thank you so much, Super. Love you, brother. Thank you.
Good to have friends in low places.
No, good to have. What did I say earlier? It's good to have high friends in low places. Shout out to the man. We got another nice slap to slap on something. You know, he does a lot for the community. It's fucking good man to have. No, I think I'm the. I don't know any other Canadian that has the hat collection like I do.
I can't even think of an American with your hat collection.
Yeah, I'm getting there.
No, it's impressive, dude. You got some good stuff. There's I'm not the hat collector you are, but every once in a while I'm like, yeah, that's a good looking hat. That's a good looking hat. Like you know, I was all my life up until about 5 years ago, I've been the guy in the Raiders hat. Always black Raiders hat. Sometimes it's forward, sometimes it's backwards, depending on what I'm into at the moment. But always a Raiders hat. And like, I remember you would even kind of when I, you know, when you go back to your hometown or whatever, and you see your buddies from high school and shit like that, and they're like, "Holy fuck, you're wearing a Blue Jays hat? You used to always wear a Raiders hat." Kind of, you get those sort of comments, right? And then now I don't really watch football so much. So, but I fucking die hard for the Jays. So it's funny like that.
I was not a hat guy for a long while, and then yeah, I don't know what made me get back into it, but
I guess I'm like very, you know, like some people change their styles like as often as some people change their underwear. I guess it's just like whatever the latest trend is like that. I guess I'm so fucking far behind the times because that's like literally ever since high school, like a ball cap Raider or Blue Jays, we know whatever the time is, I guess. Heavy metal band t-shirt, wearing Cryptopsy right now. And fucking usually if it's summertime, like fucking cargo camo shorts.
yeah, I got a couple Alpine hats.
Shit, yeah, dude. No, that's cool stuff.
I should fucking send him a pic. Be like, can I get a discount on a G-Bay Genetics hat? Like, I'll still pay, but like, can we make one? I was gonna do it because when back in the day as a patron for DGC, Alpine, I believe it was Alpine, was giving out a deal, $1,000 US for 100 hats, and I was like, ooh, I wish I was a brand. You know what I mean? I asked my mom, I'm like, you want to loan me $1,000? She's like, for what? I'm like, well, hear me out. For hats. She just like slams the door. I'm like, fuck. We're not getting any hats.
Yeah, it'd be cool, man. I wouldn't mind getting some hats done up like that.
This quality too. That's like 100 hats for $1,000 of this quality. That's a whole different ball game, right? I just bought the mesh. I don't know if you guys have ever seen any of my G-Bay hats. They're just your trucker cap kind of thing, not even a real good one and whatever. And they wore out quick. I still have some buddies with some nice real black ones that are still fresh. But like I wore mine out in the summer. Toasted. It was brown in no time. But, gotta watch that when you're making the merch. Sometimes you hit a home run, you're like, oh, these hoodies are awesome, only $30, fucking sweet. And then you get around to hats, you're like, I paid how much for these fucking things?
Yeah, I went to our local t-shirt hat printing shop there. Like this is quite a while ago now. It was looking into t-shirts and stuff like that, and then also hats. And it's like the hats actually aren't too bad of a deal, but the problem is it's then why we end up going with the way we did do it, where everything's just on a website. You pick your t-shirt and fucking order it that way, is because that upfront cost to buy a bulk and to be able to get a good deal and buy even more bulk kind of thing is just like, well, it's a hindrance. Kind of sit there, and then the thought of having that big fucking stockpile of fucking gear that may or may not move, it's.
Mm-hmm. I had the same issue. I made a half dozen, like just for fun. I just made a half dozen hoodies, t-shirts, and hats. And literally, I got to work. I went and picked them up on lunch, and I said to myself, I said, "Well, it's legal now, and I'm kind of always been this guy. Like I know it's my place of employment. I should be a little more professional, maybe, but." You know what? There's a lot of guys there right now wearing Coors Light slow pitch shirts. And if they weren't, I wouldn't even be thinking this to myself, but they are. So here we go. And I threw on the hoodie, G-Bay Genetics, and a hat, whatever. And I walked through the factory. A couple people stopped me and was like, hey, man, fucking whatever. And I was like, hey, man, it is what it is, man. It's the same thing as your Coors Light shirt or whatnot. And then by week's end, 2 or 3 of my buddies were wearing the hats. A couple guys got t-shirts. My neighbors bought a few hoodies, and everything was gone. And I was like, oh, do I do that again? But like, I didn't make money off it. It wasn't a money making thing. It was just to do for fun or whatever. But
well, that's the thing, is I don't think it would be, at least knowing myself, because you got a bunch of fucking hats and t-shirts or whatever to give away. You're gonna fucking give them away. Hey, look it, man, like we got this, which is really cool and all and stuff like that. But you got to be able to afford to give up that fucking $1,000, $1,500, whatever you're willing to throw at it to make that happen. So
yeah. Well, what gets you is the setup. It all depends on the style you get, like embroidery or screen. The thing is the setting up of different logos and stuff. That's what gets you. It's if they only have to set up like one thing, then and they can just run any type of fabric underneath it, then you're all right. You can do your t-shirts and hoodies to get like, same run and all that shit. But if you're doing different colors, different anything, it's a whole other setup process. That's what dinged me, was I just didn't want one thing. Like I got the hats that had @GBay Genetics written down the side as well. Yep. That little extra bit times 10 at $5 is $50. The tax on that, and then on the hoodies has @GBay Genetics on the butt kind of area, and same with the t-shirts. So that little bit there was, almost $200 extra just to have that printed on there. Oh, fuck. But it makes them stand out a little bit.
Yep.
And the extra paying, like, instead of getting the $20 hoodie, get the $30 one. Because the $20 one's gonna have, like, it's gonna be twisted, and the fucking hood will be too small, and the fucking string's gonna be shitty, and none of them will be the same. Yeah. I know too. Oh, the wife's telling me do it again. Well, you just bring home about $580 something bucks. I think the bill was. I'll look it up. Yeah. That was only for 10 of each.
It adds up fast.
Yeah, it does. But you know what? In today's times, like, support your buddies if you can. Shit, the big billionaires are making too much money. That's why they're billionaires, trying to spread some of that love.
Yeah. So, like, now that I'm pretty adamant that I'm not going to pop anything anytime soon, like, what should I pop next? It's funny because I'm already playing that game, even though I'm fucking adamant that, next week at least.
Well, wait, don't you still have some males to identify and get rid of?
Well, absolutely I do, but I'm already, it's like I said, I talk a good game about not popping shit for a while, but I know I'm a liar.
Well, that's what I'm saying. As soon as you get rid of those males, you're ready to pop again.
Okay, I see the logic. Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, man. Chase those arise, dude.
I think those would be fun. It was funny, man. It was like a brainwave. It definitely was like a brainwave. I was like, fucking, you've been sitting on those for this long, just kind of waiting for the time to do them, right? And then, but honestly, I think I hadn't tried the golden goat yet. I think I was growing it when I got those, but hadn't finished one and didn't know how much I liked that plant. That'll be fun.
Yeah, I went through like a little week or so of popping a bunch of shit.
I think with that golden goat, I think I saw where he reversed it and put it to that strawberry bubblegum he has. So you have strawberry bubblegum by golden goat. Does that just sound like heaven?
Which one of you guys have used Alaska fish fertilizer before?
I got told no. I forget. I have a pretty good memory. We're going into our local feed store at some point in time, and I saw that, and I reached out to grab that, and the girlfriend was like, "Not in our bedroom." Yeah, shit, that's right. I got an owner that says no to this kind of stuff.
Yeah. I know. I grabbed the bottle the other day. There was 30% off nutrients at the store I was at, and it was a farm store, like farm supply kind of place.
Yep.
I was there for like welding fucking clamps and shit. But anyways, seen it and I was like, yeah, fucking in the cart. I haven't opened it yet. I have no need for it yet, but I think what I'm gonna do maybe is use it on my outdoor garden. Just do a big fucking tea at the start of the summer or something like that. And fucking,
That could be a good idea.
Fucking,
Actually, that might be a good chance for me to play with that and try it out. Is outdoors, because at the very least, I decided we're gonna throw at least 4 plants out at the in-laws' place because it's fucking legal. The father-in-law smokes weed, and he's been kind of told that he's not allowed to grow weed anymore because it takes up too much of his time, I think, and the fucking household chores and shit don't get done. But if we give him 4 plants out in the yard, maybe the lawn will get mowed. I don't know. I think that'd be a good fun, just hang out with him around some plants like that, because he's just the funniest guy.
I can tell it's getting cold outside again. Fucking being in the basement, it gets really cold outside. It just fucking sets right in down here. Not bad, but I can feel it, like, you know.
Where I start really noticing it is at the main computer downstairs is right beside the sliding glass door, so the floor is always fucking cold there. But I'll go downstairs in my fucking pajamas or whatever, my ginch, I don't know, and I'll start clicking away on the computer. My feet sitting on the floor doesn't take too long before they're fucking frozen. And I'll come upstairs and I'll put socks on, but usually by then it's too late. Your feet are fucking frozen for a good while. So then what I like to do is I'll jump into the bed and I'll put my back up against the old lady and then touch her with the flats of my feet on her legs. It's fucking awesome.
That's a dangerous game. It's Russian roulette, buddy.
Dude, it's fucking amazing.
No, it is not.
You should see how long.
Does your old lady get as mad as mine then?
Maybe even matter.
Maybe not. Because, like, that's fucking... I don't even think about that shit. I would legit fucking get hurt.
Okay, so maybe she doesn't get quite as mad as yours, but
yeah, are you still in here barefoot? Shit.
Oh, is that what that is? Is my husband in his cold ass bare feet?
I don't even dare. No, because sometimes I get like the old talon going on the big toe, right? So I've known to fucking half slice her open with it before, so I just don't fuck around.
Fucking straight savage.
Yeah, I just
like a self-defense thing, eh? If I can get some.
There's something in the female genetics in my family, like my little family I have here, between like my wife and my daughter both have it. When they're in their bed mode, especially like sleep mode, bed mode, pajama pants, shit like that, do not fuck with their bubble of comfort. Just do not do it. Try to waking up my daughter, she'll kill you. My wife, you touch her while she's sleeping, you're dead. Like, just get up and go somewhere else.
See, that's how I gotta stop the old lady from fucking snoring in my ear, though. Is fucking because I find like all you usually gotta do is just touch her. Like it could be like it just the sunless fucking just even like that, and she'll stop. Problem is that might not be enough to get her to roll over or whatever she needs to do to actually stay stopped, right? It could be like fucking 30 seconds later we're doing. So my thing now is because she sleeps better than I do, I guess, especially when she's fucking snoring. Because I'll be sitting there, wake up, and you get that game where you got to bump her a few times, and then fucking you're like trying to, to get her to actually move position so she'll fucking stay stopped. And then she gets to the angry, just like, I wasn't snoring, I was awake the whole time. And you're just like, so what was I just saying to you? And then she's never a good answer.
Barefoot said it's not that bad. Okay, tonight I'll test that theory out with my fucking cold feet. Now, see, look at my face now.
No bruise. Okay, wait, we got to highlight it.
See, nothing, no dark marks. I'm fucking pretty.
No busted fat lips or anything.
We'll check on Friday night shit show after I touch her with cold feet.
Maybe even tomorrow morning.
Oh, fucking I'll
make sure
big lip down here. This will be even more crooked. This one will be black.
Yeah, no. So what I do now, anyways, I sleep right. So usually when she starts snoring, I'll just go sleep at the other end of the fucking bed. That's so much easier down there, and fucking nobody bugs me, and the snoring isn't nearly as loud. It's fucking wonderful.
I gotta shout out Rusty Nails right now because I think he's making fun of people that are making a comment about it being cold. I live up north and it's cold in winter.
Yep.
It happens every year. You mentioned it the other day. You're like, "Oh, here comes the January spring, folks." Fucking
Dude, it's every year that happens though, and I'm just like you people are silly. Like we're
make me sound.
I don't know if it's short memories or something like that. We can't remember till last year when this did the exact same thing, and the year before that, and before that.
Yeah. Just for the record, Miss G-Bay has never physically abused me, nor I don't think she ever would. But I also have never touched her with my clam cold fucking feet flat.
Oh, so you were just blowing smoke up my ass then about that? Oh, she'll fuck me.
I'm not testing it. She calls a good game. There's been threats. She's never hit me, but there's been threats. Let's not say that.
I'll call that bluff. I need to know where that line is so I can push it a little bit farther and a little bit farther.
Not into it, man.
Slowly. Yeah, but I'm a pain in the ass, G-Bay.
Like, my kids are doing it for us. They're experimenting every day, pushing it farther and farther. One day they're gonna get there. I'll let you know.
Maybe that's the thing, because my kid's actually pretty well behaved. She definitely, don't get me wrong, she has her moments, but at this point, she's not ever been as big a pain in the ass as I am on a daily basis to my old lady. It takes a very special person to put up with me for years on end. Just ask my ex-wife.
The next grow. If they put up with my gas, they okay. You know, it's funny. I got banished to the couch the other night. I had rotten guts and I wasn't allowed to sleep in the bedroom. So it's like being married, folks. Walks in the room. Is that the dog? I'm like, get the fuck out of here. Grab my blanket and go.
See, my dog isn't even allowed to sleep in our bedroom. That's how bad he fucking stinks. Yeah. And he's always been like that. And not only that, he's loud. And it's actually, he doesn't spend as much time sitting up anymore as he used to. But like, he'd be sitting there kind of like almost like Eeyore style, like from Winnie the Pooh. And then he'd let a fucking ripper go where the whole fucking floor shakes. And then he'd just become, oh, what was that?
When the dog scares themselves from fucking shitting themselves.
Yeah. And you got the whole room fucking clearing out because it's just like, holy shit. Fucking people get up the couch and start fucking charging towards him. He's like, oh, I'm going to get pet. But they keep going, run by him because he fucking stinks. Like, oh, get me out of here.
Yeah, we have 3 dogs, and it's usually pretty good because we feed them well, and there's never an issue, really. It's like 90% of the time clean air around here. But every once in a while, we miss the fucking good dog food store, and we have to get, like, convenience store bags of food to get them over for the next day. And that stuff usually fucking rifles through them pretty quick. That's not food. That's... Not sure what that was, but
I find anytime we would make a change in his diet, he would get just
they don't like
go from bad to so much worse.
They don't like it,
yeah. No, it is like it's funny because as gross as it is, it's almost becomes the fucking endearing part of that dog, where it's just like, oh,
my smelly dog,
egg, and you start laughing about it, just like when your fucking buddy fucking traps you in the car and locks the fucking windows.
Like on Food Bar when fucking Terry does it. Kicks him out of the fucking car. That's funny. Now we gotta I think like it's funny when people say getting into like organic growing or just gardening itself gives you like a nurturing kind of vibe. You start to look at things a little different, like inputs and what it does and bioaccumulation and shit, weird shit like that. It's like I don't feed my dogs. Before I probably would have just got them whatever. Puppy fucking or dog food, But now that I'm like a little more conscious on a level on what I'm doing, it resonates into the rest of my life, which is a good thing, right? So and the wife too, she's kind of hippy dippy. So between that, the two of us, it's like fucking dog food got a little more expensive, but they eat well. And me too, kind of. And I can't say I eat well. I eat like shit. I eat donuts and fucking shit.
Well, then
I
you'll
think
be
about it.
really super fucking stoked when my fucking package gets to you there.
Packages are fun. I checked my tracking today and seen one. I was like, ooh, yeah.
I think I got a few on their way. I got a bunch to ship out fucking at the end of the week here. It's there's some interesting stuff going out. A lot of people getting fucking snack cakes, for fuck's sakes.
They're all mine. I'm eating every single fucking one of them.
Oh, dude, you trust me, you got a nice sized box.
I'm happy. Yeah, no.
You got a nice.
Oh, you want to hear a fucking dumbass
Nice
story
box
here?
on you.
Again, I sent a package to fucking our brother Noof, and fucking we send him the tracking number and all that stuff, and fucking the week or two later, and fucking we're just casually talking about something different. I think it was, and he mentions that I don't know what happened, but the tracking number showed it was here. Now it shows it's in Richmond, Alberta, or Richmond, BC, and I was like, oh yeah, that's coming back. That's like 4 or 5 hours from here. And it gets back. I go to pick it up at our fucking at our post office. You know what I did? I wrote all the information down except for his fucking PO box number. I put PO box, but no number. Like, fuck me. Maybe it's a good bet that I was high as fuck when I was doing it. Yep.
I don't do responsible things. I make the wife run everything that leaves this house that has destinations and shit. Goes through her.
Okay, but but the thing is, I used to usually get the girlfriend to do this shit. So for one, that just also kind of shows that you should probably just let her do it, because her writing is at least legible if she were to get it on there, right? I'd assume she would have got the full address on there.
Yeah.
Love being a dumbass sometimes. So if I get that'll be going out here if I get at the end of the week. Get that back out to Noof. But hey, Noof, now you'll get snack cakes, because I got way too many fucking snack cakes. You fucking load you up with like 20 shit, dude. Okay.
Oh, Noof's good shit. Yeah, I gotta make sure. We talked about it a lot last summer, and I don't know if ice fishing is going to be a go this winter. I don't know if we're going to risk it at all. By the time it freezes, it's going to be thawing again. But I want to plan a fucking like an Ontario cannabis camping or cannabis canoeing fucking get together. So if anyone in chat is from Ontario and into camping and canoeing and cannabis, hit me up. Let's fucking do this.
Well, what about BC? We've got more mountains than you do.
Anyone in BC, hit Cariboo up. That's too far for me to go.
Well, what a poor sport you are now.
Yeah, I'm just poor.
Yeah, I hear that. Well, because the thing is, dude, I've looked at like Google Maps so many fucking times again in the last probably about a year since it's like, we got a really cool group of people around here, and I've got a good idea. I don't know necessarily cities, but I got a good idea of major cities that some of these people are by, so you can kind of get a fucking pretty good idea and stuff like that. It's like, this could be fun. Even just to drive it to get to see some of the land and shit too, right? Like fucking driving to go see you guys over there would be damn near a drive across Canada. There really isn't a lot to see after that. Like there is, but you've done what, 3/4 of the fucking journey at that point?
Mm-hmm.
2/3.
It's kind of the way that I think of driving across Canada kind of sucks. It's like think of Calgary and like Thunder Bay. Or maybe Winnipeg, Thunder Bay area. Not much to do or see. That's the chunk you don't want to do, but that's the chunk you have to drive.
Yeah.
It takes the fucking most time. It's just the prairies. It's long. It's flat. It's fucking really not much there. You get into Ontario. You get into some forest. You get into some lakes, top of Lake Superior and the cliffs and all that. All the way to the East Coast is kind of cool. And then all the way from Calgary to the West Coast is fucking spectacular. So it's like if you're driving west to east, you do the very best of it right away. Like when you leave your driveway. is kind of the best scenery you're going to get the whole way across the country. Well, depending, you grew up there. So for you, a mountainous terrain is like, so
You do get jaded by it, honestly, I think.
if you came to
Because
Georgian Bay, you'd be like, dude, what the fuck is
Yep.
this? Let's go jump off another cliff, man. Let's go sea doing. Fucking swimming.
yeah, no, it's because one of the cool things about my job is I get to, well, not so much anymore, but I've done a lot of traveling in my work life, and it's been primarily around British Columbia, and so you get to go and see, like, because I'm a utility arborist, well, apprentice utility arborist, so wherever the power lines go, we go. We got to make sure they're clear of trees. And you get to go to some places that are way the fuck out there in the middle of nowhere, where it's just beautiful scenery, mountains, fucking like turquoise fucking lakes and shit like that. Or it's just like, wow, I had no idea that existed around here. I thought it was just mud brown. You know, type shit. Crazy fucking Goat Hill fucking mountain passes where if you meet another vehicle coming your way, it's about to get real fucking interesting because somebody's backing up, and that's
Dags is down. Yeah, we were gonna go ice fishing this winter, me and Dags 420, but like I said, ice, I don't know. I'm sure it's good on Simcoe for walking and shit now, and we're getting a cold week coming up, so I might change my mind, but I don't know. I definitely want to do some canoeing and camping of sorts or something, getting out there, being hippies in the fucking woods.
I think actually I would actually like to extend a similar invitation to anybody that is in the BC area and interested, though, because I go out and do similar shit with like UG Bay, and I've got my buddies that with the Grapple North, Dennis and Trav. They're doing the same shit, man. Like, we just did that awesome trip from fucking basically here all the way out to Barkerville, a historic gold rush town,
Awesome.
and basically recreated the fucking gold rush trail all the way out through there, and fucking never touched the fucking highway the whole time. We fucking went up a dirt road and fucking came out fucking a couple days later on a different dirt road. It's just fucking cool. Something like that'd be awesome. Waterfalls.
The one thing about BC and Alberta I find compared to Ontario is everything's owned in Ontario or sanctioned to some fucking place or something. There's lots of crown land, but it's nothing like out there. Because usually if it gets too vertical, it's kind of owned by the fucking province. You know what I mean? Where that's lots of BC. So you can just kind of piddle off onto your back roads and forestry logging roads, and away you go. That's like here, once you get, I guess if you're not from Ontario, you don't know how to really look like, only the southern part of the province is populated. The whole northern part is moose. That's it. So it's like, you know, it's kind of crazy that way.
Well, that must be awesome. Around here we don't have much for fucking moose. We just did see I think we've seen a couple in the last few weeks, but that hasn't been fucking typical the last few years. It's like you see less and less every year, and it's fucking don't like it.
Yeah, weed is 207. A very small percentage of the population speaks French. I don't know. It's,
So Dag's 420s in Ontario?
yeah, he's south of me, between me and Toronto.
Fuck, that's cool. And you're only a
halfway
couple hours
through.
from Toronto, aren't you?
Yeah, an hour and a half. Yeah, he's a gas tank on the motorcycle away.
Shit, man, that's really cool.
Yeah, but I was getting back to that. The crown land around here is very, like, you got to find it, and there's lots and stuff, but it's like, it's nothing like you guys have it at West. You got a lot more roamability out there. But yeah, once you get northern Ontario, it's pretty fucking crazy. There's wolves and bears and shit. It's crazy. It's fun though. Bear and
nowadays,
thinking Bear and Canyon. Sorry.
Oh, it's all good. Go ahead.
Dags, he said Barren. I don't know what he means by that, but Barren Canyon, that's what he's talking about. Algonquin Park, you ever heard of that, Cariboo?
I do believe so.
Yeah, the big, I don't know if it's a provincial or a national park, but it's a big, dirty fucking park in Ontario, where it's like world-renowned canoeing and backcountry adventure.
We
There's a
got
place there called
Wells Gray Park, similar thing, which is kind of depending on which way you take, it's either a stone's throw or like an hour drive to get there. But yeah, big, huge fucking piece of land. Fucking lots of really cool waterfalls and walking trails and you name it.
Yeah, no, I'm addicted to. I go on these little rabbit holes, I guess. And I found a new, I guess, vlogger or video YouTuber, Lost Lakes. A gentleman from Ontario who does exactly what I fucking love but can't afford to do because I got to work all the time. Backcountry canoeing, solo tripping, and getting into untouched rivers and, you know, hiking with a canoe on your head for a kilometer and weird shit like that. Fucking cool though, man. I live vicariously through him right now. I'm like, come on, fucking, once the snow melts, old G-Bay's going for a hike.
Yeah, I can't wait to get into doing some kayaking this year. We got two now, so it's good. It's like going by yourself is so boring. It's always better if you got someone else to go to. And then my fucking in-laws, they bought me roof racks for Christmas, which I was like so fucking stoked about. I was like, this is fucking awesome. And within maybe 5 minutes of having them opened, I was already outside, freezing cold day, hands frozen, fucking mounting them on the car and all that shit. And then so I was like, sweet, now we can bring the kayaks with us now. This is fucking badass. Because you should have seen the contraption I had up on there before, a bunch of 1x4s fucking thrown across and then held on with zap straps. It worked, but it wasn't great. And then I remember a little bit later in the day in Christmas, another big box comes out. And what it ended up being is it's a fucking rack to go up on top of, like a square rack to throw up on top of the roof racks, like perfect for like spare tire or some shit like that. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, shit, yeah, my little soccer mom car is like a fucking redneck mobile now. It's amazing. I want to get some like Pia fucking LED fucking lights up on top of there too, just to really fucking
pimp her out.
Fucking yeah.
Montreal's 3 hours north of Awalgina. Okay, so yeah, you're probably the same latitude as me then. Awalgina. Montreal's a little bit north of me. You might be. I always forget about it because like I've never really traveled east. And in Ontario where I lay, I'm like right beside the Great Lakes, right on the bottom of Lake Huron, or the side of Lake Huron on the little side of it called Georgian Bay. So the whole west, I don't travel west either. I basically just go south, if anywhere, to the city, and a little bit north when I go hunting and stuff. But I'm surrounded by water on like three sides, if you think about it. Like my town is not completely wet.
I just got like trees on every side. It's amazing.
Yeah. I didn't think I'd miss it too bad. Then I went and worked in northern Alberta for 6 years. And I was like, you know what? I'm tough enough to do this. But fuck, I missed the fucking time off at the lake and shit. Like, time off was getting to me. I had time off, but to do what? Go sit in a sand pit on a dirt bike? I'm like, starting to lose its fucking shine here. And then recession was hitting. I was like, geez. Dodge that like a fucking bullet.
Fuck not me, dude. I walked right into that shit at the dumbest possible fucking time. Because I've always been a union guy. And when working in the sawmill, it was fucking the worst example of fucking management mismanaging and just being fucking cunts I've ever seen. And so that at that point, freaking, I'd gone to bat and I'd won a bunch of arbitrations and shit like that. But it's every day is just fucking miserable. And then when you hear your buddies that are over in Alberta fucking clearing 10 grand or more a month, fucking being green workers that don't know a fucking thing, and I'm like, God damn, I make a decent wage now, but I'm kind of fucking struggling, like, let's fucking do this. Yee fucking ha. And went there and I don't think I ever made 10 grand a month, but I made really good money fucking for, I don't know, I think it was the better part of a year. And then but found that the thing is like every fucking place you go to, they promise you the sun, the moon, and the stars to get you in there for that 2-week job that they need you for. And then once they're fucking that job's done, it's fucking no, fucking don't call us, we'll call you kind of thing. And it was real easy to get on somewhere else and find another 2-3 week job. And then, you know, but once that's over, it's fucking on to the next one. I fucking hated it from July till I can't remember if it was late November or December. I went through fucking 11 different fucking places and went back to the very first place I started working for, fucking Magnum Energy Services, fucking sandblasting, doing fucking tank linings and shit.
Yeah, I'm thinking like I'm doing all right. I'm glad I have the jobs I have. And it's like it's weird to me because I'm new to the whole self-employment, and I'm just used to getting a check, right? You know what I mean? So dealing with larger amounts of money that you have to cut your own taxes from and all that, which is fine, but it's just like, I don't know, I'm getting paid a lot of money to do certain things, and it just kind of feels a little bit weird because I've always been basically an underpaid fucking employee somewhere. Right, so I don't know. It's hard working it out just to make sure I quote things properly and to make sure I cover all my bases. Because shit, this is for serious. This isn't me just doing a little gig here. We're playing for keeps or whatever they say.
Yeah, being a nice guy gets you fucking
Nowhere.
Financially,
Nowhere.
real quick. Yeah.
No, I've had conversations where I can tell I've tuned someone in a bit. You know what I mean? They're like, "No, talk," and then you say something. They're like, start paying attention because you're not just going to take whatever's going down the pipe. You're now making new requests or whatever. Right? So,
yeah.
But, yeah, let's not get too serious here, man. Come on. Tuesday night Toke. Let's have a Toke.
May as well do a dab, eh?
Yeah. I was just thinking when I hear the sound of that dab frog, it's going to be really hard for me when I'm camping and shit not to just sit and do dabs constantly. That's what it sounds like when I'm sitting out in the bush.
You have to get yourself a sweet silicone dab rig so you're not like fluff and just start
smashing them,
throwing shit. I had my travel rig is fucked now. I left it in the car. Well, of course I left it in the car. It doesn't ever fucking leave the car. But it was like it's silicone bottom, silicone top with a little glass percolator thing in the middle. And when it got to like minus 40-ish just before Christmas, apparently it froze and popped the fucking glass pieces on the inside of it. So that's kind of exciting. I might get to go buy a new fucking travel rig soon. Or I could just bring like the fucking little snipper here. Because it's not a little one that but I don't know. I find it's too small for everyday use because it doesn't quite fucking cool the smoke down enough. But it does fit in the door handle of a car real fucking easy though. Nice.
Yeah, the silicone pipe I got as a gift a few weeks ago, I like that. It's got a really nice deep bowl. And the bowl's just a little steel insert. And it works great, but it hits like a fucking kick to the face, man.
That's what everybody says. All the silicone apparently hits hard.
You got to be ready for that one.
I find that silicone dab rig I was just talking about, or I think it actually is supposed to be a bong, but you can fucking put a banger in there. It's just like a cheap $15, $20 thing from the gas station. I remember my ex broke my Wish fucking bong or dab rig, which is probably the best functioning one I've ever fucking had, and she felt terrible. So she went into the gas station and got me a replacement. And I was like, this thing is fucking awesome. Like, it works better than a lot of fucking hundreds of dollar dab rigs and stuff I've tried.
Picture being like a days or two into like small river system and some portage. It's like, I'm talking grimy shit. You don't want none of that glass even pipes. Like I have that little glass, not glass, it's a little foam eggshell thing that I keep my glass pipes and stuff in. Silicone saves the day. Like I remember having a silicone bong on a canoe trip once. And it was just like to be able to get those hits way back in the book, you know what I mean? Instead of just rolling moist joints and shit. Oh yeah, right before bed, you know, just zip the canoe out, or the canoe, zip the fucking tent open, lean out, fucking crap. Boom, done. Nighty night.
Yeah, it's good times. Can't wait to get out and do some shit this year. It's funny because I'm such a pussy in the winter. I don't go outdoors unless I have to. My philosophy is I've got to be outside working in that weather. And today's a good example of like, it was actually a pretty easy day for me. A lot of standing around being a groundman kind of thing. But you're fucking standing there in like minus 15, not moving around doing much. So your feet gets cold, your body gets cold. By the end of the day, you've got a pretty decent chill in your body. And come home. Yeah. Hot shower, please.
Is Raider with us or what's he?
Yeah, I'm here, buddy. I'm here.
Okay,
Just
good. How's Raider's garden doing?
Oh man, so I'm about halfway there, man. I'm still here trying to get everything buttoned up, but I'll probably be wrapping it up by tomorrow. So earlier, you guys were talking about that karma list, right? Working your way down that list and whatnot. So I go to the shed and I grab some 2 brand new tower fans, still in the box, brand new in the box, right? Because it was time to change out some fans up in the room. And so I'm like, hell yeah, I finally got it cleaned up. I'm gonna set these up. I opened up the first box, man, and the base to the tower was missing. I'm like, son of a bitch. I'm like, yep, I'm just like you guys. I'm working down my way down that list, man. It's just the karma, I guess, So I opened up the second box and I'm like, what did I miss? Did I miss something in the first box? So I'm looking at every piece of cardboard that comes folded inside that box there, and I'm like, nope. I'm looking around in the ground, maybe it fell somewhere to the side. Nothing. I opened up the second box and there it is. It's stuck. Well, the second box had the stand. The first box didn't. So I'm like, shit. I'm like, that's karma. I guess that's nothing. I guess that's not too bad, but that's the way you guys were. It was just funny. You guys were just talking about that.
We're gonna have to put together a list like My Name is Earl and start fucking writing all the wrongs we've ever done, and it's gonna be a big motherfucking list. So we better start soon.
My Name is Earl. That show. Was that only a Canadian show? No, that was.
Sure no, it was out here in the States.
Okay. I think it might have been on Showcase in Canada, which was like
my old lady just went through that like within the last 5-6 months or so. And every time I'd walk into the room, My Name is Earl's on. Now it's not what my old lady's watching. You know what my fucking oldest daughter watches? She watches like farm doctor shows where I'll be down and my good computer's down in the living room area, so I often get to listen in on whatever the fuck's going on. And I'll be sitting there talking away, editing a video or whatever, or doing a pre-show maybe, and they're fucking talking about sticking their fucking arms up like cows' asses and shit like that. And I'm like, what the fuck are you watching? Okay, 10 minutes later, oh yeah, we're gonna artificially inseminate this cow, and I'm just like, this is like, it's not like wrong. It's just not. It's not what I expected a 14-year-old girl to be watching. Okay, the shock factor was real with that. Like, this isn't Sailor Moon. This isn't anime or anything like that. This is
that show, or My Name is Earl, whatever. That crazy blonde chick, whatever fucking her name was.
Yeah,
the wife or girlfriend.
She played that real good.
She played that role to a fucking T, man. Trailer trash psychopath. Fucking just. Oh, yeah.
Sorry, this is loud. You can put it on mute.
Is the weed loud or just the package?
Oh, my God.
I'll be right back.
Let me in.
Another one that comes to mind is that Joe Dirt. I find that fucking funny. That's hilarious, man. Joe
When
Dirt.
he's
You ever watch
dipping the
that?
ketchup on his turd ball.
Yeah. Dag's talking about Trailer Park Boys.
Oh, Trailer Park Boys. Yeah, those are my buddies. Those guys are fun.
Yeah,
Say
so
hello to
I didn't
everybody.
know. I guess it takes place up in Canada, huh?
Yeah, they're from Halifax or close to or around the area, I guess.
Yeah, they're fun guys.
Yeah. But I had some buddies in after high school went on to college in Oshawa for events and entertainment and shit like that. And I went for hospitality and resort kind of stuff. So I was managing a small hotel, it's like this little restaurant kind of thing off the side of a marina, and a small little banquet hall. And I was holding comedies and bands and dances and shit. And then my one buddy's like, I can get you the Trailer Park Boys. And I'm like, well, yeah, fuck, give me the fucking, how much is that? And they're like, oh, it's 20 something grand. I'm like, oof. I can't even ticket sale my way out of that one. No thanks, never mind. I'm like, but they're like, well, fuck, for $2,000 you can get the fucking Mr. Leahy and Randy. I'm like, I got $2,000 fucking right now. I'll fucking sign that contract. It's like, hey, well, give me your fax number. I'll get a contract fucking over to you. I'm like, no fucking way is this happening. Talk to my boss. They give me the $2,000. I fucking talk to my buddies. I'm like, don't be fucking me over here. This is like, whatever. And they're like, no, man, it's all good. Did the thing. They fucking came through and boom, had a big comedy fucking event there and sold out. And it was awesome. Had them back a second time. And got to hang out with them and, have dinner with them and shit. It was fucking fun.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Pretty cool story, man.
Yeah, the Trailer Park Boys. I got a belt buckle from. I think I showed you guys the belt buckle. It's upstairs, but
I've got that.
like a one of a kind belt buckle.
Got so many pictures and stuff signed and.
Yeah, it was a good time. Good time. I got a special script. Like it's not a script. It's a like a screen call or something. It's called. It's something. It's like a script. It is a script, but it's got other information on it, like when to pick up people from airports and stuff like that.
The props, exactly what they are.
Like, yeah, it's like the master fucking plan fucking thing. So I have one of those signed.
We weren't supposed to have it either.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
They said like
Mr. Leahy gave it to me, and John Dunsworth. He's dead now. God rest his soul. But he's like, yeah, man, check this out. Fucking keep it on the low now. Don't be flashing this about. You're not supposed to have this. Then I'm out here fucking check this thing out. No, I don't show it off. I don't even know where it is. Do we have it stashed?
I have it in his
She's got it stashed, yeah. And some cool pictures and stuff, yeah. You were in a cheeseburger eating contest, weren't you? Yeah. She went up against Randy, lost, obviously.
A cheeseburger eating contest. So how many were you able to scarf down?
I don't even remember. I was drunk. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, it was too funny. My one buddy, Mike. I
don't remember.
He's not really a smoker or anything. He's kind of a really goofy guy. And before the show, Randy had asked me, he said, "Give me some prop weed." And I'm like, "Do you need prop weed or weed?" And he's like, "Just prop weed. This is for on stage." I'm like, "Okay, fair enough." So I get him like dill weed and just a bunch of shit from the kitchen. Honestly, I went behind the line and grabbed like the big shakers, of shit. Like I went to like the cook side, like where fucking all the spices were. I'm like fucking literally made a bag of green shit in a baggie. And he's like, "Oh, perfect, that'll work." And during the show, he calls people up to uses people as props, right? Well, he was trying to tell my buddy Mike, "Hey, fake smoke this, just light it and puff it a bit. It's kitchen spices or whatever, right?" Well, my buddy Mike's so drunk and fucking excited to be on stage or whatever, and gets handed a bong from Randy. He's not listening to a goddamn word Randy's saying. He's looking at the crowd and like, "Hey." Rips a big giant fucking rosemary dillweed bong, and I'm like, oh.
Dying on stage. Hacking.
Oh,
like, oh my God.
It was so good. So good.
That's funny, man.
No.
They also asked for liquor and then changed that, and then they got wasted.
Oh yeah, Leahy was I was giving him some good ones, and because I was bartending, like I was behind the bar, running bar, and actually fucking mixing drinks and, you know, bartending. And so I couldn't really interact with the show. But Mr. Leahy, before he did the comedy, he's like, I always have a bartender that I fucking use as my prop. Well, that was me. So I was like, fucking sweet. At least I get called out every once in a while, like I'm working and doing my thing, but then you'd hear him on the mic. Hey, fucking Mark, you fuck stick, give me a drink, you fucking whatever, right? And it's like, ha ha ha, and mix him up a drink. And the end of the show, he's like, dude, fucking cut it out on the doubles, man. I'm fucking hammered. Like, oh yeah.
Long story short, we ended up playing pool, going to the strip club. He went to the strip club with them, fucking McDonald's. It was hilarious.
Yeah, Leahy went to bed, but
Legion.
me and Randy went and tore a strip off the town.
Sounds like my kind of night. Hell yeah.
We were at McDonald's and the girl in the drive-thru's like, you sound like Randy from Trailer Park Boys. And I'm like, wait till we get to the fucking window. She's going to lose her mind.
No shit. What was her reaction?
Oh, fuck. She was like, oh, my fucking Randy. Like, because we ordered like 14 or 15 cheeseburgers, right? No, that's fucking too much.
It's so awesome, though. Like, they don't even break character. Like, they're so...
Yeah, he had his khakis on.
So
we were at the titty bar, and he had just his khakis on and no shirt on. And we had one point he was up on the pole in his tighty whities, man, twirling.
Well, you know, they don't break character because that's who they are in real life, right?
Yeah, they party pretty good. I don't think I'm supposed to, you know, really release that information, but
whatever.
He doesn't watch our show, I don't think. Not yet.
One day.
Yeah, I'll get them. That's a good interview person we need to find right there. There you go.
That's actually
Yeah.
I've never thought about any.
And we've had them twice, so like you never know.
I have a small connection.
We
I'll
do.
wiggle the worm and see what happens.
From the Oshawa area.
Well,
Toronto
I'll have
area?
to talk to Dickie, but once I talk to him,
Yeah.
we'll see. Who knows?
Yeah, let's know.
That'd be all right.
Fucking J Rock. J to the ROC, baby. J Rock, baby. J Rock, baby.
I remember back when I was in like grade 8, he had his own like fucking after school talk show kind of thing called Jono Vision.
Yo.
Yes. Oh my god.
He's always got a hustle going. He's
been around doing shit for a long fucking time.
He's a good Canadian actor for sure.
Oh yeah,
Or
and then he was on Wipeout for a while.
television guy or personality, I guess you'd say. I also like that other dude, Gary D, or what the fuck is his name? He's in Trailer Park Boys all the time. He's the prison guard that starts the hockey tournament and always fucking with Ricky.
Okay, yeah.
And he's in the movie too, fucking with Ricky. What's his name? Gary or Jerry? Mr. D. There's a show he's on called Mr. D, I think, and he's a phys ed coach. Maybe.
Yeah.
Same character though, kind of a cocky fucking white prick. You know what I mean? The buzz cut, kind of fucking army raised.
Yeah.
You know the type.
Oh yeah.
Not us, not our types.
I smoke too much weed to be that kind of type.
Oh fuck yeah! I tried to be that person back in the day, and it was tough trying to keep that image for so many years. Felt good to drop it finally.
I hear that. We're just about out of time here, guys. What do you figure we cut her just a couple minutes early here?
Yeah, man.
It's very. I got my daughter here, and she's going to be going back to her mom's here kind of any minute now. And I've been in here hanging out with you guys the whole time she's here. It's not too often I get her on Tuesdays. It's usually a Friday to Sunday sort of thing. So I wouldn't mind going to spend a few minutes with her before she goes. But you know, we're only a few minutes away, anyways. Anyone got anything else to get out before we split?
Yeah, shout out to everyone in chat, man. Thanks for hanging around, and I guess we'll see you guys Friday night, right? Hey, talking about Friday nights, I think I might be around this Friday night.
Fuck yeah, dude! It's been a long time since we've seen you.
Yeah,
so, great.
That'll be cool to hang out with everybody.
Rickyisms. You got any Rickyisms for us, Candace?
Shut up. No, I don't.
All right, let's beer taking time.